I'll say, what is up, guys, and welcome to a little fun deck profile. It's Dark Magician. It's a semi-budget build. It has competitive cards, but I also believe some of the Dark Magician stuff is vastly overpriced and not worth the money, and waiting for the Legendary Duelist Season 3 before I invest in that. But this is semi-competitive. There is a lot of expensive cards in here, but also it's mostly if you want to take out the engine that I'm speaking of course, is, say, Red Eyes Dragoon. You can take it out and turn it into a pretty semi-budget deck. But without further ado, let's just get into this. I'll probably update this after Season 3 Legendary Duelist comes out, but I figured it's super fun deck. I know I have fun with it at locals all the time. That's when I'm just not trying to be serious. I'm like, Dark Magician or Blue Eyes is usually what I go to. And without further ado, let's just go into it. Now, of course, Dark Magician, we have to run 3 of the namesake 3 Dark Magician. It's your fodder, your searcher, your discard fodder for any basically Dark Magician effects. Insane. Basically, it's just a namesake of the deck. You need him for the deck. And then, of course, we are running the one, that's the universal waifu of Yu-Gi-Oh! One Dark Magician Girl. She is mostly in here for bond between teacher and student. So, say, her effects can help with that. And also a spell card I'll show later on that, say, Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Or actually, it's really insane of a card. But we have them. Now, of course, we are running 2 Apprentice Illusion. If you want, you can run 3. I just found 3 a little bricky, but she's insane. She's a nuts card. So 2 Apprentice Illusion. Nothing too much to say there. We are running 3 Rod. Insane card. Searches everything you need for the deck. Searches your circle, your soul, everything that you need. And so we are not actually running souls at the moment because they're $100 a piece, and for a fun deck like Dark Magician, it's not worth investing into. So I have a budget option for souls that is probably just as good. Now, for our little fun text, we'd run 1 Sorcerer of Dark Magic. He's not really good, but if you go against like Guru or Altergeist, he is a dread and a nightmare for decks like that, because not only he is a 3200 beater, he can basically negate trap cards like crazy. So he's a nut, especially if you're going against a back row heavy deck. He actually comes in pretty clutch. 1 Magician of Dark Illusion, of course, for the combos and fun stuff, is just another good body to have for his effect. And now for our more text, 1 Buster Blader, because we do run a Dark Paladin in this build. We can easily make Dark Paladin, Dark Dragoon, and a Sorcerer of Dark Magic is actually not a really bad end board, to be honest. So Buster Blader is just in here for the facilitation of that. And then, of course, we have the 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon for, of course, the Dragoon play. Enough of those. And then our last 2 monsters, we have Keeper of Dragon Magic. This is our Verte Anaconda on legs. It searches any fusion or polymerization, say normal spell card from our deck to a hand. And then so you can reveal 1 fusion monster from your extra deck, especially from one of the fusion materials whose name is specifically listed on it, face down in defense position. So it's a way to bring back your fusion materials from the graveyard. So it's a cool little way that way. I mean, it locks you into fusion monsters, but it's not too bad when you can make all your fusion monsters are completely broken. Now, our spells, 3 Circle, nothing to say about this. This is literally one of the best cards in Dark Magician has. It is nuts. Then we have our free extender slash Monster Reborn, Dark Magic Veil. Cool little budget tech. I mean, it's really nice of a card. It's insane. It's great in this any spellcaster-oriented deck. Then we have our crazy little one-offs. We have 1 Dark Burning Magic for, so when we have Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician out, we can just destroy all our opponent's cards, not targeting, so it's a good little way that way. Bond between teacher and student. Our searchable Harpy's Feather Duster. We have 1 Illusion Magic to add our Dark Magicians, and then we have 1 Dark Magic Inheritance to add spell and trap cards from our deck to our hand. So we have our Power 5 for the deck that just basically we love. Basically, we see any of these cards with our board, it's pretty much good. Next, we have our fusion spells. 1 Magicalized Fusion. Mostly just using this for your Dark Paladin, because it has to be in the field or graveyard, so not too bad. You can just dump off Buster Blader. 1 Polymerization, because it's just the best. And then we have 1 Red Eyes Fusion for, the nutty Dragoon plays that we have. Then we have our budget Magician Souls, 3 fusion deployments. for the deck, it doesn't have the +1, the draw one ability like Magician Souls has. So it's a budget, not so it does the same thing in a Dark Magician deck that Souls does. You can reveal one fusion monster from your extra deck and special summon one special from your hand or deck, one of the fusion monsters who is listed specifically on the card. Also, you cannot special monsters from the extra deck except for fusion monsters. You can activate one of this per turn. So you can reveal Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight, Dark Paladin, basically anything, and it gets you your missing piece for your fusion that you're needing. It's basically, this helps facilitate so much, and also helps just get a Dark Magician on board for your combos and your plays. We have 3 Allure of Darkness for your draws. Honestly, I really thought about maybe putting Extravagance in. The extra deck is important, but not that important. We only do some certain fusion plays. The rest of the stuff is completely optional, but it sucks if you banish your Dragoon or your Dark Paladin. So I've been on the fence, but I've stuck with Allure of Darkness because literally everything we have in our deck is dark, and some of the stuff we don't mind pitching off. Our traps, we have 3 Eternal Souls. Good, and it sucks because if it gets popped, well, shit. But it helps. This card is just nuts. Like, its downside is insanely good. Now our last 3 traps, 2 Miniature Gamut, say Navigations, and then 1 Dark Renewal. Say Navigation is just a way to swarm the field and get the spellcasters on board to go for your plays. And then this is Dark Renewal is a way to basically pop problematic monsters, just get rid of them out, and also get a spellcaster on your field. It sucks because it targets, but you know, we can't have everything. But that is it for our main deck. Just a quick overview of that. Next, our extra deck. Our only Link monster, 1 Verte. It searches our fusions. It's our other Dragon Keeper. Next, we have our Exceeds. 1, say Naruto. Insane card. Really good. Damp here. He's also an insane card. We can make level 6, level 6 Exceeds like crazy. We have 1 Jinzo Layered, is another insane card. Popping out a Dampier or a Jinzo Layered or say Naruto in a Dark Mission deck, it takes people by surprise. Also, we can pop and make Beatrice. So we have some plays with that as well. Our rank 7 Exceeds. We are running 1 number 74. Cool because he can protect himself. It's just a niche little gimmicky card. If you don't want him, you can cut him out for something else that's better. But I just like him. I mean, you don't see him often, so he's a cool card. I like him. We do run the What Ebon because, you know, combos, and then 1 Big Eye for our, let's say, just take your opponent's stuff in case they have something better than us. And then we have the 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Burn your opponent for time. You know, it comes up. Let's say winning in time is still a, you know, not a bad option, really. But that is it for the Exceeds. Now we're going to go into our fusions, which are basically our majority, our power cards, basically. Because we do run the Beatrice, we do run the Dante. We can make them off in Beatrice effect. So we do have him. He's an insane card. He's nuts. Why not? Quintet, he's our 5-headed dragon. He basically just OTKs, pushes for games. He's immune to Super Poly, which comes up sometimes, but not really. 1 I win games by myself card, Red Eyes Dragoon, nuts card. Having him and Dark Paladin out together, kind of like pretty interesting, because their effects are really intended. Dark Paladin gets the spell lockdown, and Dark Dragoon is just an Omni Negate, so it's insane. And then of course we have Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. The better artwork. I like the alternate, but I still like that artwork a lot better. The cut in half dragon, her pose is a lot better than Surprised Face. So, and then of course we have 1 Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Now, I don't know how the combo went, but it was very ironic. There was a time where it was a slower, fun matchup, but in the end, I did end on a board with Dragoon, Paladin, and I got to the point where during the second turn, I was able to bring out Sorcerer, the really shitty Trinity to go up against. Honestly, these two just handle spell and traps, and he can handle the monster effect negations. So yeah, having all 3 of these out at one time is, you know, it's not a big board, but you know, this is deadly. Like, and Dark Paladin is a pretty good card. I mean, it is spell negation, but he has 2900 meter. And he gets 500 for every Dragon Monster on the field or graveyard, which we do have that because we have Dragon Keeper. So it's pretty cool. But this has been my deck profile for Dark Magician. Like I said, if Season 3 brings down the prices of a lot of these Dark Magician stuff, I will definitely update it to the best competitive deck. But this is something I just made and think it's really fun and just took to locals and have fun with it. It does take games. Like I said, you can make crazy boards that are not really known well, like Dark Paladin, Dragoon, and Sorcerer of Dark Magic. What are you gonna do? Takes 2 turns to set up, maybe 3, but you can make it. But say thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay healthy out there. And until my next video, bye bye.